All right, first and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Also honors to you fellow laborers out there pushing this gospel in all true faith and sincerity through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so the topic of this lesson is going to be making full proof of your ministry. All right, because the main objective to this ministry, if you will, is to go out on the highways and hedges, man. Go out and do the work, all right? Go out in the public so men can see you, all right? Which is to be an evangelist. When you go into that word evangelist, pretty much means to be a public speaker, all right? Or bring good news or good tidings. In order to bring good news or bring tidings, you got to come out, all right? If you consider like a mailman, all right, if he never was to get out, then you'll never get your mail. He can never deliver it to you. When you read about the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish, all right, it tells you that the 5 wise went out to meet the bridegroom, man. So you got to go out. You got plenty of men out there who drew back from going out doing the work, and they attempt to establish their own salvation. They want to do it their own way, all right, pretty much trying to finesse the Most High. All right, they figure, well, I don't go out no more for whatever reason, so I can sit in the comfort of my own home and do videos when I get ready. But that's not what Yahweh Shai told you to do, all right? Even though we do videos throughout the week, all right? You know, because like the scripture tells you to seek the Lord 10 times more. So, yeah, we not content with just going out. And during the week, we just in a whole another spirit. No, we remain in the spirit of pushing his word because we the prophets, man. And we do what the prophets do, all right, which is push this word. And the guy that come to mind is this guy, Baloo, all right? The guy rarely ever go out, you know, and when he do put up a video, you hear the sound of the central air, central heat, man, all right? And the coziness of his own house, man, which that's not what we are to do, all right? Which proves any guy that's not going out there pushing his word that they're not a part of the church, all right? The church of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right? That house, because that word church literally means to call out, all right? So if you're a part of the church, you're going to be called out, man. You're not going to be isolated in a building, you know? You guys in the same spirit as a so-called pastor or preacher, man. All right? So this is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 5. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. Yeah, and this precept pretty much summarized the whole essence of being in this truth, all right? It says, watch thou in all things, which makes you a watchman, all right? You can't become docile in this truth. You got to always be watching, being up on current events. Why? So you can report it back to the flock, all right? It also says endure afflictions, and that's one of the main reasons why a lot of guys draw back from going out, you know? Because pretty much when you go out, that's a part of afflictions, man. You got to deal with all type of potential danger, you know, niggas rolling up on you and shit, unpredictable spirits. You don't know what a guy gonna do. The cops, all right? These guys, they worry about their boss rolling up on them, their old friends seeing them. And they don't want to endure that. That all comes with making full proof of your ministry, man. It says do the work of an evangelist. Yeah, being out in the public, all right? And it says make full proof of thy ministry. So let's look this up, all right? Look up making full proof of your ministry, man. All right, let's see what it says in the Greek.
Strong's G 4135. Pleiraphoreo. Pleiraphoreo.
It says to bear or bring full, to make full, to cause a thing to be shown to the full. Yeah, and that's all we need right there, man. You got to cause something to be shown, man. All right? Making proof, evidence. All right, if you was in a court of law, you know, You can have all the he say, she say in the world, but unless you produce proof or show evidence, it's not going to hold up. All right? You operate your vehicle, you driving. You might have insurance, but if you don't have the proof of insurance in the car, everything is null and void, man. You subject to get a ticket, get your car towed. All right? So you got to make full proof, man. Hey, the scripture tells you a tree is known by its fruit, man. All right? This is the book of St. John, chapter 13. And starting at verse, I think that's verse 32. Start at verse 34. All right? It says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Yeah, pretty much, which means to teach this word, man. All right? Just like the Heavenly Father loved Yahweh, and he loved us by way of giving us this word. All right? Revelation, the 5th chapter, explains that, man. So by the Lord loving you, giving you this knowledge, you got to love one another, man. And what further proves that is when Yahweh Shah asked Peter, adamantly, I might add, do you love me? All right? And Peter said, yeah, Lord, you know all things. And Peter was grieved that he asked him 3 times. And Yahweh Shah told him what? Feed my sheep, man. So that's love, man. All right? A lot of guys subconsciously equate that way that the world look at love, that bubbly feeling, man. Love one another is to teach, man. All right? Just like the Lord loved you, he gave you this knowledge. And that's what the talents, the parable of the talents is all about, man. The Lord gave you them talents, which is that love. You got to love everybody else, man. All right? Hey, and another thing about the parable of the talents is that the guy that put his talents in a napkin, that key word that jumps out in that is he hid his talent, man. All right? What pretty much goes into not making full proof of your ministry, man. You got to be out there so they can see you, man. All right? And this next verse tells you. Verse 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love one to another. Right, so if you out teaching, you know, then everybody gonna know that you're the disciple. Hey, for an example, the Apostle Tahar, man, how do we know that he's a disciple? Or the Apostle Gabar and the great men throughout the landscape of Israel? Because they love us, man, by teaching, man. All right? If it was talking about physically the way the world perceive that word love, I never met Apostle Tahar. The man never patted me on the back when I got a hard cough. No, man, because it's not talking about that love, all right? The reason why I know he's a disciple because he's loving me by giving me this knowledge, which the Lord gave him, man, all right? And that goes to all of us, all right? You got to make full proof of your ministry. So let me read this again. It said, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if you have love one to another, which means you got to go out, man. You got to put your face on it. All right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 16. As a matter of fact, I start at verse 14. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Yeah, and that's that key word, hid again, man. All right? If you're a part of that city, which you read about in Revelation, the 14th chapter, all right, Mount Zion, that city, then you will not be hid. You're going to be compelled to go out, man. That's how we could tell if you're a man of the Lord or not, man. If you're not going out, then you're not a part of that city, because one of the characteristics of that city, it would not be hid. All right. Verse 15, neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and give it light unto all that are in the house. All right. Which means you teaching, man, giving them enlightenment. Verse 16, and the point, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works. All right. Yeah. So you got to be out, man. All right. Amongst men, and that's men, women, and children in your city, all right? Not in the hood or some back street. That's another thing. A lot of guys set up shop on some back road, man. You got to be out in the main entrance of the city. Like us here in Birmingham, Alabama, all right? By the way, the channel is GMS Blow the Trumpet 7, man. All right. We was formerly GMS Blow the Trumpet 4 for who all was subscribed. All right, subscribe to the new channel. All right, but anyway, we in the main part of the city, man. All right, we in the main part of the city where the university, all the students, you know, all different walks of life. And we know it's spiritual because where we post up at, we see every nationality, man. We see Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham, all right, constantly, man. All right, so we letting our light shine before men, all right? So it says, let your light shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And that will usually happen, man. All right, for instance, just say, again, the Apostle Tahar, all right? The man might bring out a deep mystery. And what's the first thing you do? You give props to the Most High. Man, the Lord is great, all right? Or a brother enlighten you. You might be counseling with a brother in your camp. He might go into something that's heavy. And you get a praise to the Most High, man. So it's important for you to make full proof of your ministry, man. All right? And making full proof of your ministry is pretty much covering all bases, man. All right? Not just covering one aspect, which that's what you would call conditional love, all right? You're doing it on your own terms. You got to have unconditional love, man, which means you go out and you push this word. And then you do the videos during the week, all right? You hook up with brothers. If it's the Lord willing, you do sit-downs with them, all right? You get with brothers during the week, go in the scriptures, break bread. That's making full proof, man, all right? So, yeah, I hope this is an edifying lesson until the next time I say shalom.